So here's the thing. I'm sure I've established at this point that I'm a hopeless fan of Teen Wolf and that Derek Hale is my favorite character, probably ever. So when I had the opportunity recently to go to Fan Expo here in Canada and meet Tyler Hoechlin, I jumped on it immediately. But first, a little bit of background about my history with Tyler Hoechlin. Now, I've been aware of his acting since my mom made me watch Seventh Heaven as a kid, so the shock my body went into when he was announced as part of Teen Wolf practically killed me. It's like my body took a screenshot. After Seventh Heaven, I was just a kid really, so the amount I was able to follow his career was sort of limited. I watched what I could when I saw he was involved, but by the time Teen Wolf started, I had full access to the internet, so I jumped on the chance to go back and watch anything and everything he had ever been in. Of course, since Teen Wolf, he's also been the CW's Superman, and done an incredible job, may I add, as well as appearances in a few movies that, while critics consider mixed, were total box office successes in my room. Not to mention his great work as Sephiroth, the Killer of Joy with an amazing theme song. His career really is full of hits. Now, sports are not really my thing, which may have been obvious from the way I present myself, but one sport I can appreciate is baseball. And wouldn't you know it, Tyler Hoechlin also had a very respectful history with baseball. That meant I had a perfect idea for a gift. I mean, I can't just show up empty-handed. Now, realistically, there is a non-zero chance that my gift will just be thrown out as soon as I leave the expo floor, so I wanted to do something that I could give him that would be memorable even if it doesn't make it into his suitcase. So I made him some custom baseball cards. As far as I know, it's not taboo to have unofficial or amateur cards, so it seemed to be the perfect mix of memorable and meaningful that I needed. I dug into the team he played for in college, which is UC Irvine mostly, and I tracked down some images of some official UC Irvine baseball cards. While they never made any for the years Tyler Hoechlin was on the roster, it did give me an example of what they used to look like, so I popped open my design apps and got to work replicating what the card should look like. Same logo in the corner, same colors, and same style for the back of the card too. Thankfully, there are a handful of pretty nice images of Tyler Hoechlin playing baseball with UC Irvine, so it wasn't too hard to find some action shots along with some glamour shots to use on some different cards. Then I just had to figure out the fonts and come up with something to write on the back. Turns out they also keep track of all those statistics, so it was not hard at all to find the information I would need to arrange it and look somewhat like a real baseball card. Check the sizing, check the placements, and good to go. In the end, I had 4 different designs. Now the dilemma. Which one do I give him? Well, trick question, I give him all 4. I printed them out, tested some different holographic coatings, only to decide that the plain gloss looked the best, and then brought them with me to Fan Expo Toronto. On the Saturday of the event, I picked up my ticket, and since I had purchased it all the way at the beginning of July, I got to pick up my lanyard in the North Building, which by complete coincidence is where the autographs were taking place. I got into the convention very shortly after it opened at 10 a.m., and my friends and I headed over to Tyler Hoechlin's table. I didn't really have much planned for specific times, so we figured we would wait in line and do this first, and then spend the rest of the day browsing what else the convention had to offer. When we arrived at his booth, there was a very small line already formed, and the staff were very quick to inform us that he was on his way out shortly. Right around this point is when I started to get very nervous. They always say that you should never meet your heroes, since you don't really know what kind of person they're going to be like, and my family has this experience to back it up. When my mom was a teenager, she met her favorite actor by chance at an air show in her town, and when she went up to introduce herself, he said that he wouldn't talk to her unless she paid his $80 autograph fee, and then told her to get lost. Needless to say, she was crushed, and I really didn't want this to happen with any of the actors I had looked up for the most of my life, especially not someone like this, who I had passively been admiring for over 20 years. Thankfully, when Tyler Hoechlin came out to man his booth, it was very clear immediately that he's just a really chill guy. He was beyond nice to everyone he interacted with and shook hands with everyone, which understandably a lot of the other celebrities there were not doing. Everyone that had the opportunity to meet him and say hello walked away completely satisfied. Before you actually go face to face with the celebrities at Fan Expo, you approach one of the staff members at their table and pay the amount required for autographs and the like. This is where I told the staff that I had a gift, and when they saw that it was something small like a couple baseball cards, they okayed me to hand them to him myself. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of me actually meeting him, since I was too focused on the actual interaction and neither of the friends I was there with were recording, but the memory has been firmly etched into my brain so I can relay exactly how it went down. We said hello and shook hands quickly, and then I mentioned that I had prepared a gift for him. I handed over the cards and he sounded pretty excited about them. He mentioned that his time playing baseball was awesome and that it's nice to remember the days back when he was athletic. As if he isn't still absolutely shredded, but I digress. I had a second copy of one of the cards that I asked him to sign, so he did, and then he came around the table for a selfie. After all was said and done, I thanked him again, and he actually thanked me too for making the cards. And that was it for the morning. Everything was super relaxed, he was a really friendly guy, and I had the chance to get a quick chat and walk away with a one-of-a-kind autograph. But that wasn't it for my Tyler Hoechlin experience at Fan Expo. Mostly because I didn't expect him to come around the table and do a selfie with me, I had also pre-booked one of the photo ops that Fan Expo had available leading up to the event. So my time slot slowly came around and I made my way over to the area where this was all handled. I can't say I was completely happy with the way that tickets were verified at first, since there were at least 1,000 people trying to do a photo with Mike Tyson, and a lot of people did not seem to mind just pushing you out of the way rather than say excuse me. Once we were in line for the actual photo op, one of these staff members was joking around with us in line about whether we were there for Superman or for Derek Hale, which was great. The photo op was a much quicker process, very much like an assembly line where they usher you in and then try to get you out so they can get the next person in, and so on. When it was my turn, he said it was nice to see me again, and we laughed for a second, and then we took the picture. I ended up liking the selfie a little more than the professional photo, but I was really happy with both of them. I spent most of the rest of the day shuffling slowly through the various booths and asking about Teen Wolf merch, and though I didn't find anything, I did end up having a very good day in the end. If there's a lesson to take away from this video, maybe it's that sometimes it is okay to meet your heroes, because sometimes they end up being really nice people. I can't emphasize enough how happy I am that Tyler Hoechlin happens to be one of them, and I may or may not have teared up a bit when I left because it was a very meaningful experience. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It's a bit shorter this week, but we'll be back very soon with a nice long deep dive into Season 4 of Teen Wolf, which has lots of Derek too, so keep an eye out for that. Until next time.